Good day everyone, my name is Denver A Manalo from NJ2B2 and I am here for you to discuss the different computer problems and their basic troubleshooting procedure or solution. The first computer problem is the blue screen update, which is causes the Microsoft Windows related stop error. Usually it indicates a serious problem, most likely hard drive or driver related. So the solution for this problem is to restart your or power cycle your computer. So then you can also scan your computer for malware and viruses. And the third is the run Microsoft Fix It and check that the RAM is properly connected to the motherboard. And the fourth is the faulty hard drive. And the last is check if a newly installed device is causing a blue screen update. The second computer problem is the missing DLL files, this means DLL files is either missing or corrupt. Files ending with DLL are dynamic link library files. So the solution for this is the number one is never download a DLL file. Second is restart your PC, because this is the easy way to fix the missing. The third is retrieve deleted files, because sometimes you could accidentally delete the files. The fourth is the malware. Malware creates additional and restore your system, reinstall the application, and update drivers, and lastly is update the Windows. The third computer problem is the application running slowly. When the application slow down or hang, it could be due to any number of causes, but the most common relates to processing power and memory. So the solution for this problem is to need a computer memory or random access memory is used to store data temporarily while programs are running. So the second is the recommended amount for Windows users is 2 GB or more. And last is the RAM doesn't necessarily speed up a computer, but it can make applications and programs run better, plus its performance and speed. So the fourth problem is the malware. Malware is a type of software that can be damage or disable computers and related systems. However, it can happen much more quickly than you think. So these are the steps on how to fix this problem. The first step is the disconnect from the internet. After that, enter safe mode. And the third step is the check your activity monitor for malicious applications. And the fourth is the run a malware scanner. And after that, the fifth step is the fix your web browser. And lastly is clear your cache. So the next computer problem is the internet or network connectivity issue. Internet or network connectivity issue can stem from many problems. First is there must be something wrong with your ISP or internet service provider, and second is the DNS server you must connect to, which can also encounter issues. The third is there is a local hardware which includes a router, computer, and network software. So the solution for this problem is that the troubleshooting routers and modem. The first is test your Wi-Fi in different devices. So after that, the second is the restart your modem or router. And the third is try a different Ethernet cable. And the fourth is upgrade your equipment. And the second to the last is call your internet service provider. And lastly is the reset your core router to default settings. So the next computer problem is the hard drive failure. So these are the number of causes drives fail, including human error. The hard drive failure, firmware corruption, heat, water damage, power issues, and mishaps. So these are the methods that runs in the file explorer. First is the open file explorer. and find the disk which has problems. The second is the right click on the right click on the hard disk with errors, and the third is choose properties. After that, navigate to the tools bars in the properties window, and the next is click on the check buttons, and lastly is the um, check, check select the scan and repair drive to detecting and fixing disk errors. And the next problem is the frozen screen. It could be your hard drive, overheating CPU, bad memory, or a failing power supply. In some cases, it may also be your motherboard. Although that's a rare occurrence, usually with hard drive problems, the freezing will start sporadic, but it increases in frequency as times goes on. So the solution on to fix this problem is the best way to restart is to hold the power button for 5 to 10 seconds. The second is if you're working in a frozen PC, um, hit control alt delete, then click end task to first quit any of the or all applications. So, or simply just reboot your PC. So the next problem is the strange noises, which is the computer is never silent at any given time. Multiple functions take place that can cause noise. So mechanical hard drives and optical disk drives cooling fan when they spin. So graphics card or GPUs have fun when they heat up. So the solution for this problem is the number one is the give your PC room to breathe, and the second is the set up fan control. After that, the next is the other solution is the clean out the dust, and lastly is the replace allowed or failing from entirely. And the next problem is the overheating. As power flows through the parts inside the computer that are used, they are heat up. The CPU, hard drives, graphics card, power supply, external and internal drives, and even the motherboard, they causes heat. So these are the steps or the methods in fixing the cooling system problems. The first is the check if the fan is working or not. Next is the avoid blocking the vents. Clean up the PC. After that, reapply thermal paste. Stop overclocking and speed up the fan speed. And the next is put less pressure on your PC. And lastly is the underclock your CPU. The next problem is the application won't install, which causes the not compatible with the said application, hardware failure, storage space, and missing files. So the solution for this problem is download restore PC repair that comes with patented technologies. And the second is click start scans to find Windows issues that could be causing PC problems. And lastly is the click repair all to fix issues affecting your computer security and performance. So next problem is the computer suddenly shuts off or start. So an overheating power supply due to a malfunctioning fan can cause shut-offs immediately, unexpectedly rather. Continuing to use the faulty power supply, it can result in damage in the computer and should be replaced immediately. So these are the solutions for this problem. The first is the check the PC's power connection. Make sure that the PC is powered up properly by checking the electrical connections. And the second is the check the computer's ventilations. Third is the clean clean and oil the PC's fans. And next is the revert Windows to an earlier. And next is the system restore port and checking for updates. And lastly is the reset Windows to its original state. So the next problem is the peripherals stop working. So these are the causes of this problem is the problems with port, problems with the port connections, connectors other. And third is the USB standards don't match. And the fourth is the error with wireless keyboard or mouse. Next is the PS2 keyboard and mouse not working. And last is the block keys or sensors. So the solution for this is to reinstall devices. First is the remove the PC and attach peripherals from device manager. Second is the any related software must be uninstalled from your computer. So the third is restart your computer, restart your system. And the fourth is the switch on the printer and see that it's connected to your computer and working properly. And so lastly is to connect the keyboard and mouse like you're using them for the first time. And the next problem is the not using all its RAM. So if Windows 10 isn't using all the RAM, it might be because of your RAM's faulty. In most cases, faulty RAM will cause blue screen of death errors to appear. So if your PC is restarting frequently, your RAM may be faulty. So the easiest way to check your RAM is to test your modules one by one. So the solution to these problems are, first is the use 64-bit version of Windows. Next is the turn off auto RAM virtualization. Check if your RAM is properly seated. Check if your RAM is faulty. And the other is the rearrange your RAM modules. Check your BIOS settings. And the next is use msconfig. And lastly is the modify your registry. The second to the last problem is the crashes before the crashes before loading operating system. So this is happening because of the fresh operating system installation or problem caused by power failure, system crashes, and or incorrect restarts. So the solution for this problem is to use startup repair. So the first is the restart your PC and boot from your CD, from the CD rather. And second is the press any key when you see press any key from your CD or DVD. So the third is click repair your computer after selecting your language, time, and keyboard method. And lastly is the select the drive of your Windows installation and click next. And the last computer problem is the monitor not showing images. And this happens if your video cables run between the monitor and the computer. If something has come loose, graphics card failure, driver issues, or problem with the graphic ports of the computer. So the solution on how to fix monitor no display is first is the turn off your computer. Second is the unplug the cable running from your monitor and running from your monitor to your PC and plug it back in. Plug it back and making sure that connections are firm. And next is the reattach the cable running from your monitor to your PC. And the second to the last is that replace your monitor with another monitor if possible. And the last solution is the open your PC case and locate your video card. And thank you for listening, and I hope you understand the different computer problems and their basic troubleshooting procedures and solution.